US just triggered China's silicon siege, 48-hour countdown to chip war escalation. Brace yourself. In just 48 hours, the global tech world could collapse. The US just unleashed a semiconductor sanction that's backfired spectacularly, igniting China's deadliest retaliation yet. This is the untold story of America's biggest strategic blunder since Huawei shocked the world with its 7nm chip. Stick around to uncover the silicon siege that's about to rewrite the future, and why 3 major US tech giants could be bankrupt by July. Hit that like button, share with your friends, and subscribe to Revo Now for the truth mainstream media won't tell you. Welcome to Revo Now, where we expose the seismic shifts shaping your world. And today, we're diving into the US-China chip war, a high-stakes battle that's spiraling out of control. Washington thought it could choke China's tech rise with brutal sanctions, but instead, it's triggered a silicon siege that could paralyze global supply chains in just 48 hours. From Huawei's secret 7nm weapon to China's grip on rare minerals like gallium and germanium, this is a tech emergency you can't ignore. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, smash that like button now, share this video and subscribe with notifications on, because part 2 is coming and it's mind-blowing. The US sanctions backfire. Let's break it down. The US thought it could cripple China's tech industry with sweeping semiconductor sanctions. The plan? Block China from accessing cutting-edge chips and the tools to make them. But here's the bombshell. It backfired. Big time. In 2023, the US tightened export controls, targeting companies like Micron, a key supplier of memory chips. China's response? A devastating ban on Micron chips in its critical infrastructure, from 5G networks to high-speed rail. This move alone slashed Micron's revenue by 10% overnight, sending shockwaves through Wall Street. But it gets worse. China controls 80% of the world's gallium and germanium, rare minerals critical for everything from military radar to AI processors. In July 2023, Beijing slapped export curbs on these materials, a direct retaliation to United States sanctions. These aren't just rocks. Gallium and germanium are the lifeblood of advanced chips. Without them, US defense contractors like Lockheed Martin and tech giants like Nvidia could face production halts by the weekend. This isn't just a trade spat, it's a calculated strike. China's $200 billion chip market is now a weapon, and the US is bleeding. If you're shocked by this, hit that like button and share this video to spread the word. Subscribe to Revo Now for more hard-hitting truths. Huawei's 7nm secret weapon. Now let's talk about Huawei, the company that keeps defying the odds. In 2023, Huawei stunned the world with its Mate 60 Pro, powered by the Kirin 9000s, a 7nm chip that shouldn't exist. Why? Because US sanctions banned China from accessing advanced chip-making tools like ASML's EUV machines. Yet, China's Semiconductor Manufacturing International Corporation, or SMIC, pulled it off. How? They used older DUV machines, tech the US thought was obsolete, to mass-produce these chips. This was a direct hit to Silicon Valley's dominance. The Kirin 9000s isn't just a chip, it's a message. China doesn't need the West to compete. Huawei's phone sales surged 40% in China, while Apple's iPhone lost market share. The US thought it had Huawei on its knees, but instead, it handed China a playbook to outsmart sanctions. China's chiplet revolution. China's not just playing catch-up, it's rewriting the rules. Enter chiplet technology, a game-changer that's letting China bypass US restrictions. Here's how it works. Instead of building one complex chip, China's engineers are splitting advanced chips into smaller modular chiplets. These can be combined to match the power of cutting-edge processors, without needing ASML's banned EUV machines. One Shenzhen-based firm quietly acquired 28 US patents to fuel this revolution. These chiplets are already powering China's military AI systems and quantum computing projects. This isn't science fiction, it's happening now. By 2026, experts predict China will dominate 70% of the global supply for mature semiconductors, the kind used in everything from cars to medical devices. This is a tech earthquake. If you're stunned, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Revo Now to stay informed. The 48-hour domino effect. Here's where it gets critical. China's gallium and germanium export curbs are a ticking time bomb. In 48 hours, these restrictions could ripple through global supply chains, halting production for US defense contractors and AI giants. Companies like Boeing and Nvidia rely on these minerals for their chips. A shortage could mean grounded fighter jets and stalled AI projects. Then there's TSMC, the world's chip-making kingpin. The US is pressuring TSMC to cut ties with China, where 60% of its chips are sold. Trump's team even floated cancelling TSMC's China fabs. But here's the catch. TSMC powers 60% of the global chip supply. If it pulls out of China, the entire tech world, from your iPhone to your Tesla, could grind to a halt. This is a crisis unfolding in real time. US vs China, the money war. The US isn't going down without a fight. The $52 billion CHIPS Act was supposed to supercharge American chipmaking, but it's struggling. Allies like Japan and South Korea are hesitant to fully align, and domestic factories are years behind schedule. Meanwhile, China's pouring $150 billion into its chip industry. Companies like YMTC are rolling out 232-layer NAND chips, the kind used in SSDs and data centers, while CXMT is racing toward 3 nanometers DRAM, a tech once thought exclusive to the West. China's not just spending money, it's stockpiling. By 2026, it's projected to control 70% of legacy chip production, the backbone of global manufacturing. The US is playing catch-up, and it's not looking good. If this worries you, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Revo Now for more global betrayals and power shifts. The US thought it had allies in this fight. It was wrong. Take ASML, the Dutch company that makes chip-making machines. The US pressured the Netherlands to block EUV machine sales to China. But until 2023, ASML sold older DUV machines to SMIC, which used them to build Huawei's 7 nanometers chips. This wasn't a mistake. It was a loophole that armed China's tech rise. Then there's Germany. Berlin blocked Chinese takeovers of 2 semiconductor firms, Elmos and ERS, fearing China's lithography machine breakthroughs could end Western dominance. But South Korea? They're playing both sides. Samsung and SK Hynix swooped in to replace Micron in China's market, raking in profits while China's CXMT pushes for 3 nanometers DRAM supremacy. This is a global power shift. China's silent victory. Let's face it, China's winning. It now produces 13.6% of its own chip-making tools and 40% of global legacy chips. By 2026, it'll control 70% of mature semiconductor supply, enough to render US sanctions toothless. This isn't just about chips, it's about who controls the future of AI, quantum computing, and global tech. The US triggered this silicon siege, but China turned it into a siege engine. 3 major US tech giants, names we can't disclose until part 2, are on the brink of bankruptcy by July. If you're invested in semiconductor stocks, do not make a move until you watch this series. This changes everything. Hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe to Revo Now for part 2. That's it for today's deep dive into the US-China chip war. What do you think? Is America's chip dominance over? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know what you want to see next. Are you curious about China's 5 nanometers AI chip that's breaking the laws of physics? Or maybe the 3 US tech giants facing collapse? Smash that like button, share this video with everyone you know, and subscribe to Revo Now with notifications on for part 2. The Silicon Siege is just beginning, and we're here to keep you ahead of the game. Stay revolutionary. This is Revo Now signing off.
Subscribe to Revo Now and join our vibrant community of forward thinkers, change makers, and revolutionaries.